Welcome back, gamers and gamettes.
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 Yes.
The gay Mets.
Come on, man. Is that really what you're gonna do here? All right.
Welcome to Memory Leak.
Memory Leak.
The all you can listen, all you can feast podcast.
All you can smoke.
For all you can gaming topics.
As we understand them.
Industry news.
As we understand it.
When is the next mainline Pokemon game coming out?
That shit ain't coming out. Well,
when is Switch 2 coming out?
My God.
What are the launch titles? We've got it all. We know when the PS6 is dropping. Yeah,
I know when Elder Scrolls 6 is dropping. I don't. Fake. To be real, I do not know.
That's fake as shit. That's all right.
The game?
Well, when it's dropping.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the game.
No. The game
could be Ghostware.
The game's real. Ghostware.
Vaporware.
Ghostware. Ghostwire Tokyo. No.
Ghostware Tokyo.
No. So look, your name is Ben what?
My name is Benjamin Poor Things to Benjamin.
Damn, you shouldn't have watched that movie.
I know. It's corrupted
your mind
me.
is fucked up right now. And I'm Geron. I'm Geron. Damn, nothing good today.
Damn.
I'm tired.
Weak.
I'm tired.
Sauceless.
At least one person who's probably listening. Weak. At least one person listening to this probably understands why I'm tired. So,
as Hideo Kojima would describe Oscar Isaac in Moon Knight, lonely, pathetic, and weak.
Is that really? Are those words that came out of his mouth?
I mean, it was on his Twitter. He subscribed to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to watch his documentary, Connecting Worlds, which was on Disney Plus. Yeah. He's like, I think I'm going to watch Moon Knight. I always wanted to watch Moon Knight. And then he's like, he was raving about it. I mean, he said it in a way that he really liked it. He's I've never seen Oscar Isaac portrayed this way.
Okay.
Just
That's
like
funny,
this pathetic, like weak, limp dick individual.
He, what's it called? He was gonna, not that Hideo Kojima had anything to do with it, but the Metal Gear Solid movie was gonna have Oscar Isaac as Snake.
Really?
So that's pretty funny, yeah. I don't know if that's still
weird.
The case. I think that isn't the case anymore.
Did he just kind of say
very
that?
Recently. Huh?
Was that his casting, thought?
What? That Oscar Isaac was gonna do it? No, that was a plan. That was real.
Oh, shit.
That was...
outside of his influence.
Was real shit. That's what I'm saying. It probably has nothing to do with Hideo Kojima, the movie.
Maybe that's what planted the seed in his mind, though. He's like, oh, somebody cast this guy for my shit. Let me see what's up.
That's why hearing that statement, I was like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
Maybe he's roasting.
That's really funny.
But there are people that don't realize Solid Snake is kind of pathetic, but I'm not going to explain why.
I just love all the quotes of people online talking about how Metal Gear Solid's one of the few apolitical games of our time. It's a beautiful action game with no politics.
I imagine, that has to be made up, that somebody would say that.
No. I could see it.
No, there's no way you could play Metal Gear and think, watch those cutscenes and think that has nothing. It's
just a crazy made up story, man. There's no real life politics in it, despite the fact that in his documentary, he's literally has this through line of I'm super anti-war and anti-nuclear, and I put it in every single one of my games. He's like, I really wanted to make an anti-war game, so I made Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, down to the mechanics. It's
sneaking.
Shooting is awkward on purpose.
Yeah, you also get less score.
Yeah, you get
a higher score for just
fighting,
knocking people out.
Yeah, don't fucking use your damn gun. And then they added a tranquilizer in Metal Gear Solid 2, and that kind of fucked everything up. But
anyway, so there's been a few developments that we can talk through.
Yeah.
The first one being there was a Nintendo Partner Direct.
Yeah, Partner
kind of
Direct.
Fucked people up because it's been a while since we got a first party. I think possibly due to the rumors of the Switch 2 getting delayed.
Yeah,
possibly due to supply chain challenges. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I think as far as the front-facing shit, I think everything's going according to plan with their next console. If it weren't, I think we would have accidentally heard a slip of something from them. More recently, but nowadays it's just the Switch has got it's probably on its last year of being the only machine that they're supporting at the moment. For the moment. And, it's good to see that there's still games coming to it.
Yeah. I'm sure there will too. They'll probably do what they've been doing in all the new console releases is just make shit compatible on both.
Exactly.
2 power profiles.
their handhelds usually, especially when they establish a new one, like the DS was a new system, the 3DS plays its games. Switch was a new system. The next console is going to play Switch games.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about that already. So, Partner Direct, they're showing off some things that they have, including some games from Microsoft.
Yeah, that was kind of the first thing.
Cool.
Like Grounded was a Microsoft
Grounded
exclusive,
is a Microsoft
right?
deal. Seeing the Xbox Game Studios logo in the corner of Nintendo Directs, it's happened before, but it's funny. Yeah. Especially because the week before that...
Did it happen with Doom? And Doom Eternal?
No. Doom was too late. Doom was too early.
That's right. That was before they got bought.
Bethesda thing, yeah.
It follows the Xbox podcast of them basically saying, like, we want Xbox on every single screen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's going on. It's like one of the funniest things was the second to last thing they announced were all the Rare games. A bunch of those Rare games coming out.
Switch Online.
Coming to Switch Online. And every single one of those games has the Xbox Game Studios
that's nice.
as the publisher in the corner when you check the details of them. But it's funny as shit because it's like Killer Instinct, Xbox Game Studios slathered Nintendo logos. Blast Core, same deal. And then Snake Rattle and Roll, which I had never played before on the NES.
Was it fun?
It's actually pretty fun. It's creepy and weird. And there's feet in it, and I hate that.
No, yeah, that's British as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And then what
was that was back when they were developing like in rural backwoods Britain with no contact to the outside world.
Yeah,
had no idea if a game was going to be playable or not.
Exactly. And then there's RC Pro Am, which is pretty. It's a top down race. Yeah, it's fine.
Battletoads for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the Battle Maniacs was on.
It's okay. It's not as good as the NES Battletoads.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's cool that there's any kind of Battletoads on Switch.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean,
I would like the NES one.
Yeah,
the NES one's like good.
I'm surprised because they had a Genesis version.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, like, I expect that version to show up. I don't know why.
Interesting. But, I guess I mean because they have Genesis.
Exactly. There's just something weird about having that kind of thing. It's like how they split Earthworm Jim 1 and 2.
Right.
It's on Genesis and Super Nintendo.
It's
like, why? But it's because one game is fine on both and the other game is better on the one console.
I mean, for stuff like that, we've seen where like at least Disney will just sell the versions together as a collection.
Yeah, that fucking like Aladdin and Lion King thing has every version of the game on there, including they had to jump through hoops to get the Capcom version of Aladdin, but it's there in that collection, which is
it's a good collection.
Kind of crazy.
Is there any world in which Microsoft would have considered like bundling and selling as a collection?
What?
Just like some of their old games.
I'm
like,
thinking.
Yeah, what was the one? Rare Replay?
They had Rare Replay. If you're talking about bundles of old games that, specifically Rare, but I would have expected that if it weren't for games coming out on NSO, but because of the games being released on Switch that way, I don't think that's ever happening.
I'm kind of surprised they even went the NSO route.
Yeah, part of it is that some of those games are like, especially Perfect Dark, but that's because it's an Xbox version specifically. Those emulators are written for the Xbox 360.
Oh, okay.
And some of those games that are on there, like Banjo-Kazooie and all that, are literally just the Xbox Live version, Xbox 360 version,
right,
loaded through the wrapper of.
Well, what I guess I mean is that like I'm surprised they went the route of putting them on a subscription service that Nintendo owns.
Yeah,
because like as we talked about in the past, it seemed like the reason why the game selection was the way that it was is because either the people like didn't really care, like Natsume.
Yeah, Natsume is just
shit, cool. Like just kind of like shovelware shit, like.
Well, there's like weird shit, and some of them are deep cuts, but there's just weird shit that's like, who wants this?
Or like true first party. So now that they are in this kind of like world where it's clearly owned by a big player in today's world,
right?
It's like I'm curious how that licensing even worked. I wonder if there's some weird thing. It's like, we're going to give you this in exchange for some deal down the line of like bringing it more Xbox games to Switch, something like that.
There's 100% something in it for Microsoft. I can't imagine what that would be because it's not like Nintendo games are going to show up on Xbox.
Right.
That isn't happening. My assumption, maybe I'll call Kevin and ask. No, I'm kidding.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin is just someone I used to work with at Cinemax.
Oh, okay. Is he still there?
Yeah. He is.
First guest star?
Huh? No, I don't think I'm gonna get him to come all the way over here. I was gonna ask him to help me get something signed though, but I can only imagine that the deal is like for everybody that has games on the service, they get probably like either a flat amount of money to have their game there, or they get a certain cut of everybody's subscription. But the subscription,
I don't know how they would do that.
The subscription doesn't cost enough for me to math that out and have it be worth it for anybody.
Right.
Like if it would be
like cents on the dollar.
Exactly. If it were like $60 for a year flat for the basic thing, then I could be like, okay, that I can add that up a little bit, but it's not. It's $20 for
the only thing that I can think of that almost like compares into my world of hospitality is there's certain deals that get made with like when you go into a room, sometimes you look at the TV and there's like streaming apps, Netflix, whatever, Showtime. There can be deals that those companies will pay to have those apps in hotel rooms.
They'll pay to have them on.
Obviously, the customer, the guest, is not paying extra for those to be available. Yeah. So they just kind of see it as a marketing expense, but in exchange they get data back. Okay. So there's a data sharing of like how much usage, what percentage of the usage of the total app is coming from our stream. Like they want to get some of that shit, like market share type shit.
They want to see like,
but that's also like relevant new shit. With NSO, it's like, how much is the usage data even going to help? You know what I mean?
I could imagine that makes sense. I could imagine that, like Microsoft, especially being like, they're playing our game this much because they can tell what games you're playing.
Yeah,
like all that fucking information goes straight to Nintendo.
Right,
100%. Even if you turn the fucking analytics off because they got to give you your points for playing it all. Them knowing that people are playing the shit out of GoldenEye. Cool, people are playing the shit out of Banjo-Kazooie for this long. This is what the customers there are interested in. That we still, the kind of IP and everything that we have. So maybe they'll be interested in more. Maybe they'll be interested in this kind of game, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Microsoft being a Western company would understand the value of just like the data itself. That's, I guess, it's more sort of Japanese, Eastern developers that may not be like that in tune,
like care the same way about that information.
Because like Square Enix, right? Square Enix is never going to do shit like that. Yeah. They're absolutely going to resell, repackage.
Yeah,
they have the pixel remasters out. Why would they ever let?
You're right. They're just gonna do it. Right? Yeah. So it's.
But there's still like Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest has never been made available again. Even though they have music from Theatrhythm.
Did you call it Theatrhythm?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the music in Theatrhythm.
The at rhythm.
The at rhythm.
Is there a right way to say it?
It's Theatrhythm.
Is it just theater rhythm?
Yeah.
It's lame. That's boring and lame. That's just 2 words.
Sure. Just say it as one word.
Make it up as a word. Theatrhythm.
All right, that's fucking language is fluid.
I'll show you some fluid.
Shut the fuck up. All right, but what was I going to say?
Square Enix compared to Western
they're going to do what they're going to do, but at the same time, I think they have data, especially when it comes to their online games. But they have data that's relevant, and they do put out like a lot of these Japanese companies will put out surveys.
Yeah.
They
old school style.
So what?
Old school style.
Yeah, exactly. It's
even
kind
for
of archaic,
Unite, which is wild to me. Like a game like Unite, like you should have all the data you need to make the decisions.
Everyone has to connect to your shit to play that anyway.
It's a service game. Like just collect.
Just collect it. It's free. Like the game is free. People sign away their rights to that particular data privacy when they
as soon as you click log in.
Yeah, exactly. All things considered, it's cool that those games are on Switch. I was happy to play Killer Instinct.
Blastcore, great game.
Blastcore, happy to play that on my on Switch. There's a fucking there's a level called, what was it called?
Cooter Valley or something?
Cooter Canyon or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember this. Let me see. I have the image still. Cooter Creek. It's called
Cooter Creek, baby.
I was like,
oh my God, that's fucking bad.
This is definitely a fucking rareware thing.
Yeah. I thought for sure you were playing like Conker's Bedford.
Nah, dog.
Which, there's another one. Like, I imagine at some point we would get Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I think, if anything, I want Perfect Dark, and I want.
Do they have any M games?
No, not a single one. So in Japan, you have the 18 plus.
That's right. They have the dedicated 18
for
plus
GoldenEye and Jet Force Gemini because
that was when they first came out with it, right?
That was what they
launched it for GoldenEye.
They launched it for Jet Force Gemini, and GoldenEye was also included with it.
Got it.
Because they hadn't gotten GoldenEye yet, so they got the Japanese version of GoldenEye.
That's definitely. Oh my god! How could they not see that you would need like parental controls of some kind, like within the app?
They knew. I think they understood, but they were going to try to skirt as long as they could without it. And I guess when the whole GoldenEye deal,
having a whole separate app though is such a like not elegant approach.
It's sure it's inelegant, but it also prevents you from having to even have those games downloaded in the case that you have children. You know. It's
That's
like
true.
it's just not there. It's
just not on the console at all.
Yeah, and so that kind of makes sense to me. But
I guess that's fine.
Yeah, the freaking
Fraggle.
What else? And then their Pentiment is coming out on Switch too, which I've heard good things about.
I don't know anything about that. I don't really like the art style that much.
Oh yeah, look it up later. It's, it's just the fucking.
What kind of game is it?
Medieval parchment. Fucking. I think it's like an adventure game kind of deal, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah. There are a lot of ports and re-releases.
Yeah. On
Monster Hunter Stories.
Monster Hunter Stories 1, which is a 3DS game. Perfect time for them to re-release it because you can't get it anymore on 3DS, digitally at least.
Disney Epic Mickey, Ian Miles Chong's favorite game.
Yes, don't bring that motherfucker's name up. What the
It's very funny though. But I encourage anybody to go look at how many times he's tweeted about fucking Disney Epic Mickey.
We're not a marketing. You don't have to say the Disney part. I know it's part of the title, but you don't need to say
Disney's Epic Mickey, just like Disney's Kingdom Hearts.
It's not Disney's. It's Disney. Disney Epic Mickey. It's literally called Disney Epic Mickey.
It's because I'm looking at this list and it says Disney Epic Mickey rebrushed.
Yeah,
so I keep reading the name.
Okay, just call it Epic Mickey. It's fine. That's one of those games where I saw it. It looked kind of cool, but I didn't play it, so I don't really know enough about it. I know people are like wishy-washy on it, and apparently a lot
being on a modern console and on Steam means it'll go down to like sub $10, which means it's a good play it for a couple hours.
Yeah, like give it a go kind of game. There's probably a lot of young people who have nostalgia for it who are probably 10 years old when the game came out.
Wasn't there a second one?
There is a second one.
Is it just 2?
Epic. Yeah, I think it's just Epic Mickey. Disney Epic Mickey 2. I rolled my eyes when I said Disney that time.
Disney Epic Mickey 2.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that came out and I was like, oh, okay.
The SMT5 Vengeance.
That's cool.
Why is it cool?
That's cool because every once in a while I get a tinge like maybe I'll get SMT5. But now that a better version of it's coming out, and I have the choice to get it on Switch or PC, it'll probably be easier for me to get it. Plus, the Switch version might have improved image quality because the original game kind of had issues with that.
I think it looked okay on Switch. I played a lot of it on Switch.
Handheld.
That was my first COVID game.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was dying, sweating my ass off for like a week straight. Yeah. Didn't realize I had a subsequent infection that was actually making me worse after the COVID was gone.
Yeah.
So it was like a good 10 days of just like suffering.
Agony, yeah.
Suffering through COVID, suffering through this game.
Yeah, the game is not
me.
The game is meant to fucking just press on you. So
it's
It's
frustrating.
kind of sad that that's what you played.
It's like, this frustrating. No, it was not relaxing at all. But it was I can appreciate it. People say that it's by far like the easiest, highest quality of life, which just cements that I'm never going to touch that fucking series.
Yeah.
At least, not for now.
You might be able to find your way around 3.
The idea of it being like a hard Pokemon, I don't think really like adequately conveys it. It's not really like Pokemon. It's not
really like Pokemon. No. It's there's kind of a, the monster collecting is kind of
there is an element of monster collecting.
But it's meant to like enhance you.
It's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking punishing in the sense of like how much progress you lose when you fuck up.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of saving. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brutal game.
But did you ever try Persona?
No, not yet.
If you want to play
Persona seems a lot more accessible.
Yeah, like Persona is easier than SMT, and they're still SMT games. So,
right.
Yeah, and not to mention fucking Reload just came out. Persona 5 exists. Persona 2, not 2, Persona 4 is still around. You know, it's like the portable version. Yeah, Persona 4 Golden is the one that's on everything. Play that shit on your Steam.
Starting on Vita. At first, it wasn't on anything. Now it's on everything.
Yeah, it's on everything. And I think...
people were clamoring for years because it was trapped on the Vita.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of those older Atlas games get trapped on whatever console they're released on first. SMT5 being released on other shit is new.
Yeah.
SMT3 got an HD re-release on Switch and PS4.
It sounds like they're doing it with all their games.
Exactly.
Persona 2 is allegedly going to get a re-release.
Yeah. Persona 1 and 2 are kind of inaccessible now.
Still technically viable though, because they extended the length and the lifespan of the PS3, PSN.
He said if you really want to play them there, you can find it there. What the fucking game was I going to say? Like SMT4? Both SMT4 games stuck.
Yeah, 3DS,
3DS completely locked.
One of them is digital only.
Was Apocalypse digital only?
I think Apocalypse...
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
No, I've seen the case, I think.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of is Soul Hackers.
Oh, yeah.
The first Soul Hackers was digital only.
Soul Hackers was... No, it wasn't.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. As you open
Why did I fucking think... I'm going to look up Apocalypse while I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you have the list of what came out, or what was in the direct, and I don't fully remember everything. I'll just bring up Endless Ocean since I'm sitting here because I was there.
Wow, we're gonna go straight to there.
I may as well because I remember it because it's their end.
You're right. Apocalypse also had a physical release. Yeah. Just kill me. Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overlord. I'm glad Alex likes it.
6-hour demo.
Demo 6 hours?
It's a thick demo.
I didn't know that. It does carry over. I haven't gotten to try it yet, so that's.
Are you going to try it?
I'm going to try it. I just need to
give
myself time to do so. Every time I sit down to game, I'm fucking tired, dog.
I know. They just pull up Metroid Prime.
I pull up
it's a comfort game.
Shit. Yeah, exactly.
That's good. That's healthy.
That's
what games are for.
Some people that I know online. I on Sunday I played GoldenEye with.
Nice.
Online.
On Switch Online? Like on the online?
It works. Every time I do it, it works. And goddamn, throwing knives, fun as shit. Didn't realize how fucking fun
that was. Did you play the odd job mode?
No, we didn't. We were using the host's save data, and they didn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
They had this is like the first time they played it on Switch. It's not like they played it before, and they had the N64 controller and everything.
Are you wired in? Was everybody wired in?
I'm wired in, but everybody else wasn't. So I was impressed. I was fine.
Yeah.
But everybody was.
Is it strictly P2P? So if one person was fucked, it would have fucked
everyone.
Okay.
And it has rollback, but it's an emulator. It kind of just has to, otherwise it wouldn't work. But it has that. But if the connection gets fucked even a little bit, the audio fucks out, and it sounds like you're getting water shot in your ear.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just to toot my own lame ass horn, because I play GoldenEye pretty frequently. I'm still like good at it. So when I was playing with them, I was just like
blasting the shit out of them.
They were like, "How are you aiming at it so quick?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to."
No, the real answer is the game's about moving, not aiming. So, but yeah, that was fun. I'm glad. I hope more people give that shit a try because it actually like that Wii GoldenEye that had online play. Fun. It was fun. I played a lot actually, but not the same fucking thing at all. That was Call of Duty with a James Bond skin on it. But okay.
Moving right along, Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection.
Cool. I don't know how much I care, but it's cool. What?
I care about it.
Like
I have the Steam versions. Yeah. You have to get a mod to get the full 64-player lobby.
Yeah.
You have to get a mod to get all the fucking locked Xbox DLC.
Yeah. Which
that was the funny fucking scandal. Seems like they accidentally stole that mod
as a mod
because it uses the incorrect assets that the mod uses instead of the official assets in the Xbox version.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's impossible to say if they stole it or not. Maybe they just took heavy inspiration.
They probably do.
Yeah, Aspire.
But at the same time, who knows? Do we know if they hired the mod creators, or are they the ones who called it out?
I don't actually know.
Because sometimes what happens is they actually fucking hire fans.
Yeah,
but those said fans have NDAs that can't.
Yeah.
I can't say anything about it. I want to see how it turns out before I get excited about it, basically. Because it's got 64 players crossplay, which is awesome.
Did it say crossplay?
Crossplay between the consoles, at least. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's pretty nice. I'm just glad that like the Steam versions are going to get refreshed.
Yep.
Like officially.
Yeah.
So I purchased my upgrade, which they give you a discount if you had the original version.
Had the original
version,
nice.
Yeah. It was like a 20% discount.
And it's this will
the trigger.
I don't know if the other version did, but this version will work on Steam Deck with the controls corrected.
Exactly.
So and widescreen and all that without any issues.
Theoretically, those old crunchy games are mostly 4.3 and have fucking problems.
Yeah, they have issues with higher resolutions and shit like that.
Some other stuff I don't really care about, so I'm not going to talk about it. But
just bring up the names.
Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble looks fucking good as shit.
It looks nice. I'm glad II has fucking
looks so fucking nice. What's your issue?
What's your issue?
I'm looking at your face and it's...
Honestly, I want a Monkey Ball without extra mechanics.
What are the extra mechanics?
This has a little like boost thing that you like an arrow pops out and you can kind of boost yourself in different directions with the B button, I think.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and stuff like that makes me like,
I was just happy that it looked like normal Monkey Ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's close.
Want normal.
It's closer than it's been.
Monkey Ball. If I can do shortcut shit without using that mechanic and feeling like those shortcuts are designed in, then awesome. Because the first game uses the first two games use their physics simulation to let you do. It really feels like there's a ball on like a table
can,
course that you're moving around. Yeah. You can kind of bounce it around, tilt it one way, then tilt it the other
momentum.
way to bounce it around. Just bounce it in the goal, skip the entire course. So like the Wii game doesn't let you do that kind of shit. And it has a jump. So they want you to use the jump. They're going to put you in a situation where you have to flick the little Wii dildo and jump. And then I don't know how the remake of 1 and 2 turned out. I didn't really play it. I didn't play it at all. So I hope this game has the creativity that the first two games allowed you to have in game. But again, that's one of those like, I got to see it. Hopefully there's a demo so I can try it.
Do Sega games typically have demos?
They sometimes do.
50-50.
Not all the time. Like Sonic Forces has a demo on Switch in Japan only.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I don't.
They're really shooting from the hip on their demo strategy. Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
All right, I am going to go back since you mentioned just rattle them out. So Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist.
Whatever. It looks cool, but I have no interest.
Arranger, a role puzzling adventure.
No, get it. It looks cool, but
I can't even remember what these looked like.
It's the game where you like shift the world while you're you shift it like conveyor belts and blah or whatever. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Oh, that one actually did.
It looks good. Yeah.
It reminded me of the Rush Hour. Do you know what I'm talking about? The puzzle game where you have all the cars and you have to slide them to get the car out. It reminded me of that, but more macro. South Park Snow Day.
Not interested at all. Not because it's South Park, because it doesn't look good. That's all.
But wait. Aren't the other South Park games like genuinely good though?
Those are good, but those look like South Park. They're not weird online shooters.
Oh.
Like this is an online shooter. It's just called Snow Day. There's the other two games are called like Fractured Butthole. Like Fractured Butt, like Butt Crack.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny, and it's an RPG. Stick of Truth, also an RPG. They both have
people really like those games.
And
they say they're very competent made games.
Yeah. And visually they look like South Park. They don't look like weird like
Flash
claymation.
Yeah. Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream.
It looks kind of cool. I have no interest.
What kind of game was it?
It looks like it's an action RPG.
Oh, okay.
It looks good. Like it looks good, but I'm not. It's Bandai Namco kind of
the
anime
classic.
It'll probably be
the anime
fine.
form.
Yeah.
Gundam Breaker 4.
Interested in trying it.
Really?
Yep.
Are you jonesing after they mercilessly decapitated Gundam Evo?
Evolution? No. I like Gundam anyway. That they've gotten to 4 Gundam Breaker games, and I think this is the first one I've had access to.
I did like hearing them say the word Gunpla out loud.
Yeah, Gunpla, yeah. Whatever.
World of Goo 2.
Cool that it's getting a sequel.
Not a game I would have expected to get a sequel.
Yeah, and it has 4-player multiplayer on
Who is it
Switch.
by again?
2D Boy.
What else has 2D Boy done?
World of Goo.
Is that literally it? It's just like
as far as I know, yeah.
Do you think they've been working on a sequel this long?
No. Okay. I think they probably were doing other they ported the first game a bunch of times too. But I think
I did know that.
Yeah.
But that was like 10 years ago.
10? That game came out on Wii, dog.
Yeah, but all the ports.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah,
like they ported it to Switch.
Yeah,
the first one.
Exactly. Yeah, that game is going in 3 years, that game will probably be like 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's despicable.
Me.
Too. But yeah. Couple more.
Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time.
People are interested in that game. I don't.
That was a 3DS game, right?
Fantasy Life, the original
one,
is a 3DS game, and then there's a mobile game.
Yeah.
But this is a new game entirely.
Another Crab's Treasure.
That looks cool.
Which one is this?
This is the Souls-like that where you play as the crab. You play as a hermit crab.
Yeah,
and you pick up different shells.
The Souls-like. That's what made
they were specific in calling it.
Yeah,
that, so I'm using that. I want to see how that plays. It actually looks fun, and if it's like $30, that might be something. If the combat's good, I'd like to give it a try.
Interesting. Yeah. Penny's Big Breakaway.
That's this
platformer.
Sonic Mania,
3D platformer.
Christian Whitehead. Holy shit!
Why the Sonic Mania team?
Yeah.
That alone, I'm interested in. Apparently,
is there a demo?
There should be on Steam at least.
Okay, I need a demo to know how I feel about the way it controls.
I hard wishlisted it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's real.
But I saw some of the initial gameplay of people that bought it hard away.
Yeah,
hard away. What the fuck phrase is that? Straight
away. Yeah, I know.
People that bought it straight away, and it's in a rough shape. It needs some patches.
Is it? Okay.
People running straight through inclines with no collision on accident. Pretty rough shit.
So it's a 3D Sonic game.
Yeah, it's a 3D. It's exactly accurate to the source material.
Yeah.
Suika game multiplayer mode.
Not interested.
I was never interested in
Suika game is fun. You can play it in the browser. And
I downloaded it.
I tried it. I was like, okay, this is fun.
I played it once. I was like, okay, 2048.
Yeah, I'm not hooked on it to pay money.
What is the multiplayer? What's the point of playing it multiplayer?
You should probably it plays just like Tetris, where you send garbage over and stuff like that.
Oh, it's like versus mode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pepper Grinder. I was interested in this
Pepper
one.
Grinder.
I like the look and feel.
The dog? No, I'm kidding. Your dog's name is Pepper.
I understand.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all right.
Bleep that out. No.
It's pixel art, kind of like quick movement.
It looks like reminds me of Joel Dozer.
I was going to say
not quite gameplay
it's
wise,
faster, a little more action,
more momentum based stuff, not like Mr. Driller style grid.
It looked cool though. That was definitely cool. I would say that's probably a top 3 interest from this particular direct for me. Pocket Card Jockey Ride On.
I've heard really, really good things.
You didn't play the DS one?
Jockey. No, I did not.
I played the 3DS one a lot.
Okay.
That was my go-to airplane game for a really long time.
Yeah.
They added it to Apple Arcade. This version, the Ride On version. This
version, yeah.
It's the same game, just with fucking microtransactions. Oh so if the Switch one has microtransactions, I'll be really sad.
Yeah.
Because the 3DS one was almost a perfect game. It's the best game Game Freak has made since Pokemon.
Game Freak. It's a Game Freak game. When Game Freak wants to make other shit, please buy their other shit if you want them to do better.
I will say this is really the only good one.
Okay.
Town was apparently super mediocre.
Which one?
The RPG. Hero? I think it was just called Town, wasn't it?
No, it's called Little Town Hero.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I have to look it up. I have to fact check you on this.
Look it up.
Town Hero.
Y'all know not to doubt me on shit like that.
Game Freak. Game Desk? You're right, it is Little Town Hero. Was the working title ever just Town?
I think it was. It might have been.
Okay.
Toby Fox did music in that game too.
Yeah. F me, I guess.
Yeah.
I heard that game was super mediocre.
Yeah, that's how.
Pocket Card Jockey's really fucking good though.
Yeah,
super creative. Super unique. Got all the elements that you want from a weird solitaire-esque
horse racing
game.
Card.
It's exactly what you'd expect, but also will surprise you a little. I would give it a try for those that haven't. Snuffkin, Melody of Moomin Valley.
Next.
What the fuck is that?
Next.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember it either. Next.
Should I click on it?
I'm
gonna click on it. Oh yeah, this is the pass for me. Oh wait. Moomin though. Moomin is a thing. It's a character. It's the white hippo looking thing with no.
Oh yeah.
This is a franchise.
Yeah, this is a thing. Next. It looks cool, but next.
I mean, good for Moomin. What is Moomin again?
I don't remember.
Where is it? The etymology?
Yeah.
Whatever. We're not doing it justice. Tales of Kenzira, ZAU. Yeah, I also don't remember. For the record, Snuffkin Melody of Moomin Valley got a total of 6 seconds on this direct. It was during the
quick
blast.
Reel, yeah.
This Tales of Kenzira game looks like a 2D platformer.
Anything in the sizzle reel, just go.
It looks like Prince of Persia a lot. The Lost Crown.
Okay, I just could not. Oh yes, the game with the black people. Nah, that's what I thought was like another black people Metroidvania. Okay. Nah, it might be cool.
There's no information.
It's an EA game, so.
But. Yeah. Pittsburgh's is an Ubisoft game.
That's what I'm saying.
People can surprise you.
They're both probably the same fucking thing, honestly. Like
Demon Slayer, Sweep the Board. What is this? A Mario Party game?
It
is a Mario Party game.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like a 4-player mini game. They had like a little Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Wait, is this a Demon Slayer game?
This is a Demon Slayer game.
That's funny as shit.
So probably better than any other Demon Slayer games, if I had to guess.
I mean, Mario Party clones usually.
Here's one that was like genuinely kind of shocking, but was in the sizzle reel. Mm-hmm. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh yeah, that was in there. I was like,
this seems like it should have gotten an announcement.
Yeah, I need to. I have no excitement for the game myself, but it's just cool that it exists.
Yeah,
older games getting ports.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah,
fair enough. Contra Operation Galuga.
Okay. I wish
you played it. Didn't you?
This game had a demo, and I've played it twice. I played it both on Switch and PS5. I played it on PS5 with Chris, not other Chris I was talking about earlier, but
different Chris.
Yeah, and on Switch, 30 frames per second, controls are laggy. I was like,
that's tough.
Okay, maybe this is affecting my opinion of it. So we played it on PS5. No, it just kind of has that. I was saying in chat,
it feels like
way
sludge.
forward stank on it, and it's just a little too loosey-goosey. Feels like, I don't know, it feels really low budget, which it probably is, but it feels
low budget.
It feels that way. I mean, like, gameplay
low budget games don't have to feel low budget.
They don't have to. Like, there's a collision problem we replicated. We reproduced multiple times where you there's a bit of the first stage where you go up a waterfall, and on multiple cliffs, if you try to like ledge grab it, you climb up the side, ledge grab, whatever, and climb up it, you'll end up in the like with your feet in the ledge, basically. Your collision will be below the surface of the ledge. If you move a little bit, you'll fall through it, and that'll kill you. And that sucks. That's not fun. Like the fact that can happen at all and that it happens so often and easily, not fun. If that shit's still in the game, which it shouldn't be when it comes out, that's really unfortunate. But they put a survey out for the game soon after the demo release, and I just kind of hope they let it cook a little longer. I know it releases very soon. But what I need Contra to just be get in game, shoot, play game, jump, tight controls. That's it. Yeah. This game missing the tight controls. They added mechanics like double jump and air dash, and dash, which seem cool on paper, but you don't fucking need them for Contra. You can choose to have health or one hit, and I'm like, pick one.
Yeah,
pick one. Don't make me choose. Pick one, because you need to design a game around this.
Just give game.
Pick one.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's I think they're thinking about what they think people are gonna want, and not what's actually gonna make it fun.
Yeah, like to me, this game is very much product.
Yeah,
product. Just
mass appeal
thing with Contra. Like, they gave us another Contra game.
Eat it up.
We got to make it.
Eat it up, piggies.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, all
right, and then the final reveal, which I didn't really understand what made this final reveal worthy, so you're gonna have to kind of walk me through this.
Okay.
Which you already mentioned, it's spoiled for everybody. So, but they're like, we've got a revival of a classic beloved franchise, Endless Ocean.
Yeah, Endless Ocean sold decently on Switch, on Wii.
I never touched Endless Ocean.
So the first game, there's one game, and then there's a second game, so it was enough to get a sequel.
My impression of the first game is akin to my impression of Echo the Dolphin on Genesis.
Okay.
Which is that it looked cool, it was in the ocean, but it was mostly pretty boring.
Okay, you missed it then.
Okay.
Echo the Dolphin is an action game. Endless Ocean
I understand.
Is like Pokemon Snap. It's about like kind of research.
I understand that genre-wise they're very different games.
The fun of the first game for a lot of people was that it was relaxing, but still had the tension of being in water, and then there was the music.
Oh, okay, so mostly music.
Yeah, like
just an ambience game, a vibe game.
Ambience. There was lyrical music. It was the whole experience was more of a. It was something you experienced.
It was more of an experiential game than a game.
Exactly. It's something that you felt through. And the people that played it and really enjoyed it are the same kind of people that will like, they treat it like sitting in a hot tub with a book. You know,
okay.
Just reading any book that they may like or might be new to them or something like that. You kind of just explore it.
I see.
It's not that there isn't any tension because I think you have to like manage your air and stuff like that.
But at the same time, I feel like the Wii itself lends itself to those kinds of experiences because of the immersive nature of the Wiimote.
Yeah, and like you use the pointer.
There were more games like that in general for the Wii.
Yeah.
With the Switch and the Wii U, you've got a controller basically, like a more standard form factor controller. And
the innovation with the Switch version is online play, which is cool, but it's like 20 players, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's almost like MMO-esque.
Yeah, you could have a 20-player instance where everybody's swimming underwater, finding new sea creatures.
Is it a pure sequel or is it a like remaster remake port?
This new game?
Yeah,
it's a new game. I don't think it has anything to do with the other two, but it's a new game.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is.
What do you mean by doesn't have anything to do with it?
It's not like there's no narrative. Oh, there's no narrative hook into those.
But I assume mechanically it's similar.
Yeah, and those other two, I believe, are published by Nintendo. This one is not.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess it is a partner direct, so that means
it could be their development partners. It could.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But let me see But yeah, it's more of a we're doing this thing, and we're kind of showing you that we're bringing back our more obscure series, like what's it called?
So you think there was part of a political posturing to it as the final?
Maybe like to show that internally these franchises, these IP or whatever,
nothing's off the table.
Exactly. Like remember we got F-Zero 99 after everyone was like, what the fuck is an F-Zero game? They're like, here's an F-Zero game, and it's
so what
good.
You're saying is we're gonna get Star Fox next.
What I'm saying is we'll get Star Fox 64 3D on Switch. What the fuck, Endless Ocean, but yeah, it's an acknowledgement of the kinds of games that they've made over the last few decades.
Yeah.
Oh, it was developed by Arica. That's funny.
Who's that?
Arica did they did the 99 games.
Oh, really?
Tetris 99, stuff like that. And
that's funny.
Fighting EX Lair.
I don't know.
Stuff like that.
Fighting EX Lair.
Yeah, don't worry about Fexel. It's fine.
Fexel.
Yeah. And then the first game was published by Nintendo. The second game was published by Nintendo. And
I'm trying to think of other games like that even have come out on the Switch. All I can really think of is like 1-2 Switch. Like what other like weird first party games have they even come out with recently?
Recently, as of like the entire Switch lifespan?
Yeah, or even before
ARMS, you have
ARMS. But that was even like almost a launch title.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
It's still
since they've done some weird shit.
This is redeemable for a voucher, so Nintendo probably did publish this. Oh yeah, I fucking lied. This game is published by Nintendo.
Wow, but scratch the whole talking point there.
I can completely drop it. Online 1 to 30. Okay,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's definitely asynchronous.
Yeah. Hang out and explore together. Swim with friends on us. A free 7-day trial for Switch Online is included with the game.
Or maybe it's not asynchronous. It's just like
no, it's synchronous. You're synchronous.
Fully synchronized.
Yeah, you're playing with other people.
I guess whatever they use, it's got to be like Mario Kart though, where it's just like trying to figure out without it's exact.
Probably just you. All the other console are probably like, coordinate of player is here. Yeah. Direction they're facing.
It's doing its own calculation rather than.
And if you're not looking at them, it's not even tracking them. 30 players, 500 species, some extinct, some mythical.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's cool. And they mentioned that.
That's kind of cool.
$50 though.
$50 is a lot. I feel like the original was $50 and that was on the Wii.
Yeah, that was on the Wii, exactly. Oh, this is a pretty funny screenshot. Just everyone emoting.
I can see the value. That seems like a $20 purchase to me though.
Seems like a 30.
20 or 30.
That seems like a hard 30 for me, but yeah. But yeah, so Nintendo Direct, it was cool. It was not it was not this big amazing thing that everybody was looking for it to be, but it didn't need to be.
It didn't.
His game's coming out
But again, the expectations, looking at their direct calendar, they are now, I would say, overdue for a main direct. Last year it was September, February. This year it was September, now not February. Yeah. And that was the longest it had been.
Yeah. I
think, 7 months? 6 months?
Yeah. Not something like that. Worried about their schedule for major directs. They announce games. Sometimes they just blast it on Twitter. Sometimes they have a direct for a bunch of games. Sometimes they just, sometimes a game just comes out.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Really
they're undoubtedly heads down on the next console.
The next machine, yeah. They're working on that.
The current roadmap is kind of grim, though. It's just Princess Peach.
Well, the roadmap for what we know. And Pokemon Legends, too.
Yeah, so going over to the other partner, back to Game Freak.
All the Pokemon shit, the card game on the phone, kind of cool.
That was actually cool.
Yeah,
when I was looking at it, 2 free packs a day is like generous for a thing like that. It seems like it actually does enable people to just collect, which is all people. Not all people. It's like the majority of people that engage with the Pokemon TCG just want the cool cards. They want the cool full art. They want the fucking collecting.
Right, and
they don't want to battle.
And it keeps you from having to keep a binder and all this stuff too. Yeah. It's the entire thing seems to be well suited for especially older people that have that have had time with the Pokemon cards
and don't need physical things anymore.
Don't need the stuff. They just want the experience of it.
Yeah.
And that'll give it to you. Like, you don't have to battle or anything if you don't want to, but that option is there.
You get the experience of like making the swipe to rip the fucking packet open.
Cool. I even though that's not how you would cut those.
No.
You would fucking, grab the thing on the back.
You do the thing and you'd pull it open like a fucking bag of chips.
Get them out and be able to put them back in.
The full art animation scenes,
that's cool,
was very fucking cool to me, because like that right now is modern Pokemon TCG in a nutshell of what people are drawing for. And to add those additional sort of like rewards to drawing one is nice.
It'd be interesting if they could use like AR tech to do that with physical cards.
That would be fucking
and
cool.
Just integrate it with that. Maybe let you scan your cards in for gameplay purposes.
I don't know how they do that though, just because you just pass it around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like how would they do that without
like serial
an NFC
number.
cheap NFC chip and everything or something? But
what I was thinking about with the floor things is like there's a few cards out there that they've been doing over the past couple of years where they'll have like a sequence.
Yeah.
Where it'll have like an evolution or like a narrative almost between 3 cards.
Yeah. I know.
I'd be curious to see if they do something with that in the app.
They're absolutely going to do something like that.
Which is cool. It's a cool shit.
I remember I got a pack of... I
also like the branding of it called Pocket. It's nice.
Oh yeah, Pocket. That means there's kind of 2 pockets in the name.
Yeah.
But like I remember I got a Japanese pack of cards that were not cards with Pokemon that were not released here yet, including Slowking, and all the cards, the artwork and all the cards lined up together. Like it was a scene that you're basically looking through windows.
Such
to look
good
at.
shit.
So, and my dumbass was like, "These are Japanese. I should give them to someone and then get some English cards." Whatever, dog.
Now they're gone
so
forever.
I don't have those cards anymore. Though I know who I gave them to, so I could ask them if they still have it.
The answer is no.
Probably doesn't.
The answer is definitely no. The kids ripped them up on accident.
Those kids didn't rip them up. Those cards just probably got thrown out years ago.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about the other Pokemon updates.
Yeah,
I could talk about Unite if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
Cool that Unite keeps getting updated, whatever. Cool that Miraidon is getting added to it.
Miraidon's... I don't need to dive into the details. Definitely super broken though.
Oh, oops.
I saw a good tweet from one of the big streamers, and he was like, "I don't care what anybody says. I'm using Miraidon only. He's my childhood favorite. I've loved him forever."
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Anyone whose childhood Pokemon game is I'm about to say Sapphire, Scarlet and Violet are still fucking children.
Oh yeah, it was 1 year ago.
Yeah, it was a year and a half.
Yeah. The DLC skews my memories.
But the other thing, the big update, the thing they ended,
the big teaser, I should say.
Yeah. Pocket. They were all the fucking music from the Game Boy games that they were using. The fucking thing. I was like, are they going to come on Switch?
Johto.
Are they putting them on Switch? No,
there are a lot of teases to not be what the final teaser was.
Yeah.
The big thing that everybody thought was going to be was Johto.
Yeah.
And then there were unknowns all over the place.
Yeah. They were using unknowns
They added Silver to Masters. They added the 3 dogs from Gold and Silver to Sleep.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, they're clearly going to do a Legends Johto or a remake again, but a Let's Go Johto. But they didn't.
No, they started showing a city like a city blueprint, and I thought I started to think
Sylveon.
Yeah, I was thinking, Sylveon completely threw out what I was thinking at first, but I was like, oh fuck, are they about to do the Gen 5 remake?
Yeah, that was the other thing people were thinking.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this would be a good way to introduce it, but no, it's Pokemon. It was Lumio City from Pokemon X and Y, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Those are the last like games that I played for real, and
I think it would have been too soon even to do a black-white remake. Because again, you look at the timelines, it's usually pretty predictable.
Yeah.
The Fire Red Leaf Green.
Fire Red Leaf Green. Yeah.
Was 2004.
That was,
And then
that was 10 years after.
Heart Gold Soul Silver was 2000 and either
10.
It was either 7 or 9.
Heart Gold Soul Silver?
I think it was 2009. It was about 5 years. And then 2013 was Oris, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. And then 2017.
Not Heart Gold.
Wait, no, 2019. I fucked up all the years.
Yeah, you fucked up everything.
Hey, but it's about 5 to 6 years. Okay, is my point.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver were 2009. At least.
So I was right about that one, at least.
At least in Japan, they were 2009.
So it's about 5 to 6 years.
They came out in 2010 for us.
2010 for us, okay.
Which is 10 years after the.
But still, it's like the games are developed. So I'm talking more about development timelines.
Okay.
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was 2021.
Yeah.
And if you think about somewhere in the realm of 5 to 7 years, we're still at least like 2 years minimum away from the games being released. So we probably wouldn't see an announcement until next year.
Yeah. Though granted,
that's
remakes,
assuming the same dev cycle.
Those remakes were outsourced.
That's true.
So,
but again, I think like they have a clear roadmap of like spin-offs, mainlines, remakes. Like they're very intentionally sort of sequenced out.
Cadence that is pretty predictable now. Relatively predictable now.
But yeah, so Kalos region, Gen 6, Mega Evolution teased, and it's a Legends game.
It's a Legends game. I saw
which
Pokemon
is really
Legends
fucking nice.
Oh shit, I didn't play the other one.
It's good. It's fucking good. It's better than it looked to me and better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So taking the base sort of gameplay loop that they came up with, adding some extra polish to it, adding some extra sort of interactivity or just like more density of shit, because the games are pretty open,
right?
Which is fine for those games. You know, they populated with different like Pokemon, Alpha Pokemon, which is sort of like the interesting sort of point of interest in each of the areas. So they make the maps interesting enough as they are.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool to add like population centers and, you know, just other shit in the landscape.
And like this next Legends game isn't going to be like past shit, is it?
I would assume it's past shit.
Yeah,
the question that I think
like
everybody's
the establishment of the cities.
The question everybody's had.
How far back?
Yeah, it's called the rebuilding, so it's not the initial building of the city.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
But there's two things that come to mind. One is is it going to be like a couple hundred years in the past, similar to how I guess we don't know exactly how many years in the past Legends Arceus was.
Yeah.
Arceus.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see like industrial revolution style old France, Victorian France would be cool as shit. But in the actual lore of Kalos, there's the war from 3,000 years in the past, which is what the Az. AZ.
Yeah.
Is it Az? It's both caps. But he's like he like stopped a war by building this machine because his Pokemon was like stop killing people, whatever. I would have to think it's going to be something related to that.
Especially because the game has the towers.
But then again, if it's 3,000 years in the past, that's like ancient history. Like ancient history. So I don't like, and they showed blueprints of like, you know, the Eiffel Tower. So how does that work with like 3,000 years in the past, unless the Pokemon timelines are just real fucked up with
probably is
human creativity?
There's probably, I don't know, maybe there's an Assassin's Creed level kind of I mean, that's kind of
it could
the first
be.
game was.
Yeah. Just like port you around,
yeah,
or it could just it could fuck up the timelines entirely. Just throw shit together.
You take the place of somebody in that time.
Yeah.
And then you experience it and do something. And there's like future and present.
I mean, it definitely has to be about this guy, but he was also alive for 3,000 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows where in that chronology he's showing up or that the game takes place. Yeah. But I had to look it up because I was like, why was that dude 3,000 years old? And why is he 10 feet tall?
Yeah.
And it was all because of the weird energy that he like killed everybody with. Right. Like it infected him or something. Yeah. Who knows? But it's funny because it's called Legends ZA.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously the inverse of his name.
Exactly. Like there's the tower that represents the A.
And it's obviously got to be about Zygarde because it's Pokemon Z.
Exactly.
So there's a lot,
has like the hexagonal
going on
kind of theme.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
You know.
So we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm genuinely excited for it. Oh, fucking A.
Just leave it in. What's it called? And it's coming out in 2025, and it's coming out on Switch, which is funny as shit to me.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
that was the other thing.
With the next machine. So
I could see with the fact that they were vague about the release date, which I feel like on Pokemon Day they're usually not that vague to the point where they're just giving an entire year release window.
Yeah.
Because now they don't have any other games coming out in 2024.
Right. Well, other like main console software releasing, right? Like updates to mobile games and stuff.
Right. They like the Pocket game, the trading card game Pocket. That's the only thing, and even that is still 2024. 2024. That's no it. Date. Yeah. No date, no quarter, nothing like that. No window. Interesting. It's interesting that they don't have a hard main console video game release this year, which also uncommon. Which makes me think, tied to the fact that Nintendo hasn't had their main directs, maybe that'll be a launch game for the Switch too. Maybe there's some sort of interconnected relationship there. It'll on the dates and timelines.
Probably just coming out in time to be playable on new machine, and it'd be extremely stupid for the next machine not to have backward compatibility. So this is basically a guarantee that it does. They wouldn't sell two versions. They don't need to do that.
That's right. Well, Pokemon loves selling two versions.
Yeah, but. I mean, fuck off. You know it. But even then, like Sony. PS5 games and the PS5 and PS4 version, you end up getting both, and you can still play the PS4 version on PS5. It's like whatever.
True. All right. That's kind of the latest updates.
Nintendo suing Yuzu. Oops.
That was gonna be the higher fans.
Oh, okay. So
the Yuzu devs are the fans.
Yeah.
Nintendo dropped the hammer just earlier today.
Yeah.
They come out swinging with a formal lawsuit against the Yuzu devs, claiming that through promotion and through their Patreon and through the increased sort of visibility that Yuzu brings with being available on Steam Deck and shit like that. They claimed that they lost. They claimed that the Patreon doubled as Tears of the Kingdom came out, which was one of their things. Guys, how many times you gotta say it? Stop trying to get money for these things.
Y'all motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up and just make your shit. Just make your shit. Because when you fucking like emulation, okay, I'm gonna be real. Emulation's not illegal.
Well, and also they're not the only Switch emulator developer anyway. And the other guys are fine.
Presumably fine. I don't think they're
at least publicly.
I think this is an indicator of them not being fine. I think
really, you think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think depending on how the Yuzu devs react, we'll see what happens to the Ryujinx devs.
How would you expect them to react?
What?
Like fight
the Yuzu?
Yeah.
They don't have money to, so they're going to have to.
That's what I'm thinking.
Have to just back off.
They have to stop.
And
so how does that affect Ryujinx?
Well, then what do? Do they do the same thing preemptively, or do they wait for Nintendo to come at them? And if Nintendo hits them with the C&D, do they refuse and then risk getting sued, or do they just do it? And if they just,
but again, because Nintendo, as you said, emulation is fine.
Emulation is fine.
It's the fact that now they have a lineage to trace piracy to Yuzu specifically.
Yeah.
So they'd have to be able to make the same case for Ryujinx. They haven't done it with Dolphin, right? They haven't done it with numerous other emulators.
They haven't done it with Dolphin, but Dolphin also has the benefit of not being for a current console now.
But it was.
At one point it was, but Nintendo now is like more Sue happy than they've ever been. Like
really?
Yeah.
More than ever?
More than ever when it comes to this kind of thing. Because the last time they did something that had anything to do with emulators, they actually went for the distributors of the emulation. Of the ROMs, rather.
Well, that makes way more sense, though.
Exactly.
The ROMs,
that makes more sense. This makes less sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like the people making the emulator, of course, enable people to be able to play the games, you know, not legitimately acquired copies of the games. But at the same time, it's like...
But again, like we've talked about how you want to be able to back your shit up and still play it in the future.
Like,
so
let me do it.
So Ryujinx still, I don't think they have necessarily the same type of paper trail.
Yeah, they might not, but at the same time, they might, you know?
If I were Ryujinx, I would continue going until I get a C and D.
Until what? Oh, until you get C and D. If I were doing that, I would wait until I got the
I'd be quiet.
C and D. Yeah,
I wouldn't throw a Patreon up for any and everybody to donate with very publicly viewable funding sources.
Not blasting the Patreon, and then recognizing that my niche is a certain type of user and not user is a certain type of user. And if people can play a new game at a higher fidelity with our emulator than they can on the console it's designed for, I'm not going to make an announcement about it. I'm going to let people discover that on their own, and they can talk about it. But
I don't think does Yuzu actually act. Oh yeah, okay.
They will post about. They posted.
Oh, look at us, 4K, 144.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the big. One of the examples that was brought up was them posting about Xenoblade Chronicles.
Was it
Definitive Edition the day it came out?
Yeah.
And to Nintendo, I think Nintendo of America is the one pressing this one. The game hadn't released yet when they made the post. Or granted, it did release in other regions by that time, so that's probably where they got the code to do it. Not to mention, I checked a link about a post of like Discord logs, basically of chats between the developers and everybody in the user Discord. And
I mean, those are always messy.
Unfortunately, it's messy in a way that's like. You know, giving certain YouTubers early access, giving certain devs early access, kind of paying each other. They have a repository of
on Yuzu, For Yuzu,
yeah, they have a repository of
that's
games,
dark
of games that the devs use to test their shit. So I mean, honestly, they're pirating the fuck out of everything, and they're kind of they fucked up. Like they fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked up in a number of ways.
A lot of these things, like you cannot. Dumb fucks. I've said this kind of shit before. If you're gonna post shit like that, don't use your fucking brand names on it, dog.
Yeah.
Like if, like I'm gonna say something. And one of the examples was these fucking weirdo YouTubers that prey on fucking kids and shit like that. First of all, don't fucking do that in the first place, idiot. But God fucking damn, are y'all really so fucking arrogant that you're gonna put your fucking brand name on this shit? When you do that, you put your editors at risk. You put your fucking you put anyone who's worked with you, put any partnerships you've had on your product at risk for you to commit a fucking crime. Fuck you. I want only you to be implicated with this shit, not the people that are doing the right thing and not doing that shit. You know what I mean?
I do.
You understand?
I fully understand.
So it's like when the completionist does his shit, and he does it under the completionist, and that one video gamer that
and it
all of his
scorches
brands,
the shit out of anybody that touches it.
Out of anyone who's ever touched it, including Jamie Lee Curtis, who probably has something to do with that shit because her daughter worked for him anyway. I don't know if she still does. And then there's that motherfucker. I don't know how this turned into this. That dude, what the fuck is his name? The fucking Chugga Conroy, I think.
Oh,
who was preying on people for their fucking feet and their shoes. I'm like, whatever, have whatever fucking fetish you want, dog. But
they're minors.
Yeah, and like that shit, encroaching harassment and things like that. It's like, man, what the fuck? All these posts have your dumbass fucking brand name on it. Going back to Yuzu, when you make your shit, you need to be. When you're in that gray area of fucking with someone else's IP or someone else's product or whatever to make yours, you need to be air fucking tight.
Yeah.
If that shit watertight, let's say you need to be watertight. If any of that shit dribbles out, leaks out at all, you're putting everyone who, you're putting just normal ass fucking developers who are trying to do a fun project, you put their shit at risk too. Because even if they don't make money from the damn Patreon, which if you have a Patreon and it makes money, you should give all your developers money. But even if they're not doing that, now they're implicated in it. Now it's like, now I kind of have to do all of my development underground. Fuck. Unless Nintendo hires those fans, which they do sometimes. They hired an emulator developer, old emulator developer for the NES to do virtual console stuff, which is why the NES header showed up. And then that dude said something at GDC that there was like, oh, Nintendo must be stealing their own ROMs. The dude apologized for that, but everyone got hung up on that. And now that everyone thinks Nintendo steals their own ROMs. So don't fucking do that. Companies don't fucking do that. That's weird. Companies don't fucking do that. That's weird. Why you make shit up? Don't make shit up. When they do it, if they do it, it's weird.
Long story short, as people say, this is why we can't have nice things.
For real. Like, goddamn. It's like everybody makes, I know these are just fucking video game companies and whatnot. But the corporation don't give a fuck about any of us. They shouldn't. All they give a fuck about is their money. But goddamn, if you're smart enough to develop to code a fucking emulator based on the NVIDIA Shield Tegra, the Nvidia.
I really like Nvidia.
The Tegra X1. The modified Tegra X1 that they use for Switch that has a lot of documentation from NVIDIA themselves. If you're smart enough to get all that and make your shit, make this work, please don't be so arrogant to think that these companies with all this money aren't going to come after you. Eventually they will. What you need to do is lay low, do your thing. Do your thing, wah! And then once you're at a point where you think you need to be getting something more about it, think about your options. If the option of blast it, advertise it comes up, dumb, stupid, dumb, fuck, dumb, stupid, fucking stupid. All you want to do is get the shit out by word of mouth, so you seed it to one person. That one person does their thing. Maybe you specifically take donations, but no, they did a thing where the Yuzu devs were going to do a thing. You probably forgot about this. They were going to spoof Nintendo Switch Online and have that as a tier that you can access with a certain tier of Patreon donatorship.
That's so whack.
It's like, are y'all fucking stupid? That would be a cool feature, of course. Don't doubt that. But damn, dog, people, this is a subscription that they are charging for.
Yeah.
Right now. You can't do that. I know you would only be able to play with other people that were using that, but you can't do that kind of shit. And then, like you're saying about paper trails, leave posts about it where anyone can find it. You know these Nintendo motherfuckers are prowling, are hounding your shit.
The Nintendo ninjas, people love to say.
Yeah, people like to say that without even considering that, oh shit, maybe it's kind of real. It's like, you know what? Maybe they do exist, because a lot of people will be like, and this is with any company, but it's strictly about Nintendo I'm talking about right now. People will be like, they have so much money, and something else I brought up. They have so much money, just they don't need to do this, but no, they're doing it because they have so much money.
Yeah, because they can protect their brand.
Afford to take the time to fuck people for doing shit like this so they can perceivably make more money. If it doesn't immediately make them more money, it doesn't matter, because they got what they wanted, which is for people to stop, especially with another console probably coming on the way. They don't want people doing this again so quickly and so soon.
We said fuck the corporations, all they care about is their money, but like the same is true of these Yuzu devs.
Yeah. So at the same time, it's like these people care about clout. They care about these domination money. They care about making the money off the back of another product. That's what they're doing. And it's cool that they have a way for people to play these games on a different platform with higher fidelity visuals, everything. But it's a risk. It's a fucking risk. I'm hiccuping and burping. An example that came up about the money thing was like somebody brought up, Nintendo has so much money, or the Pokemon company has so much money, why aren't the games better? And I was like, the money does not make the product better. If that were the case, McDonald's food would be some of the best food on the planet.
Yeah.
Think about what you're saying. It's cheaply made,
which lets them have more money,
enables them to keep more money, and then people buy it anyway, which makes more money.
That's another thing I've learned in hospitality.
Yeah.
The hotels that make the most money are the cheapest, shittiest hotels. The highest quality, highest luxury hotels with the highest price point per dollar per guest make much less money. The margins are smaller. The profits are smaller. People do it for clout. They don't do it to make the most money. Yeah. The Super 8s, the Red Roof Inns, the fucking Quality Inns, the Holiday Inns, those are the money makers.
Yeah, those are the places people go to for one night for their debauchery. And
That's
then
right.
They leave. Those are the ones that they're go
low
to.
Cost.
They're on a road trip and they need to stop somewhere.
People want cheap shit.
People want cheap shit. What you need to say is, I don't want... No. It's not like... Of course you want the games to be better. You want the product to be better. Don't say it that way. You say, I want this product to cost less. That makes more... You're more likely to get what you want if you're honest about that. Like the whole emulation situation in we're talking about this right now. We're going off. I'm going off. Whatever. Like piracy and shit like that. When it comes to emulation and all that, is not about. It's not. People will lie and say it's about preservation. It's not. People will lie and say, well, if it costs, if it costs this much, then people will be buying the game. Like if the games went on sale. No, that's bullshit. People that are going to use emulators to play games are doing it like to pirate games, I should say. Are doing it no matter what the cost is. Like if Tears of the Kingdom came out and was $10, it's not the fact that it's $70 that certain people aren't buying it and playing it on a legitimate console. It's because it costs money at all that they're doing that. If you're honest about that part of it, it's easier to take you a little more seriously because then there's an actual conversation that can be had from there on. You know what I mean?
I do. I have a counterpoint though.
Go ahead. Let it rip. I
saw a thing, and it is an old study because this is coming from like 10 years ago. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is from, it's not a great source, but it is from January 2024.
Okay. It's very recent at least.
Basically, there are a number of surveys, quantitative surveys. I guess they're qualitative for the most part.
Yeah.
They show that pirates are more willing than the average consumer to spend money on content.
More willing to spend money on content.
It's like it's basically, it's not so much that, like, yes, they want cheap shit, but it's almost getting too micro of a level. Like there's things that they're always going to pirate, whether it's from their own perceived moral obligations or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at a macro level, the pirate as an individual across all media consumption is spending more.
Yeah.
Because it's like their hobby. It's what they're into. It's what they like. Yeah. Like they're invested their time to know how to pirate because they like the shit that they're pirating. Yeah, they want more. They don't either they don't have the money to spend enough for all the things they want to taste. Maybe they do just want to taste something, like whether it's a movie, they see a movie, they torrent a really shitty copy, they say, okay, I want to go see this in theaters now. Yeah. Something like that. There is at least evidence to show that what you said is not exactly true. People want cheap shit, but there's something more there. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have the theory here.
Yeah.
It's more complicated. But I always found that specific point interesting.
Yeah. So
I agree with you in general. I think anybody that pirates Tears of the Kingdom probably doesn't own a Switch, doesn't like Nintendo, doesn't want to pay, would never pay for Zelda games. Probably has a Steam backlog of 10,000 games, mostly unplayed.
Yeah.
So like their total spend across video games astronomically high.
Yeah, blast past the average person.
Never spends money on Nintendo. Again, some kind of weird perceived moral mission, like, oh, it's always ethical to pirate Nintendo. That kind of bullshit.
That's that kind of weird, like, dishonest shit. Like, if you want cheap shit, ask for cheap shit. If you want free shit, ask for free shit. Like, demonstrate that you want free shit, and you. But
if we were to make up this person. Because I'm making up a person. I have no idea if this is a real person. I assume it's a real person. Yeah. Because I see this person on Twitter all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
if Nintendo were to release Tears of the Kingdom on Steam, they'd probably pay for it. Or they'd pay for it if it were at a certain price. Because I think going back to your original hypothesis, which I do think is correct, is that people are complaining about the wrong thing. They're complaining about the fact that the game isn't better when they should really be complaining about the fact it's not at the price point they want to pay.
Want it to be at.
I think they are willing to pay something.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't think it's going to be $70 for Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be $60 for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
I'm fucked up.
They'd probably pay $20 gladly for Scarlet and Violet. They'd probably pay $20 gladly for Tears of the Kingdom. They get spoiled on Steam sales. I'm spoiled on Steam. It still goes back to the original thing. People want cheap shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be free.
You're right. I understand that.
I think they want cheap shit. They don't want to buy the Switch. They don't want to pay $70 for Tears of the Kingdom. They don't want to buy
all this. Yeah. Because when it comes down to it, if you don't already have all that, then you end up spending like $500 to get like the controller and the shit to use with it. I'm cool with emulators. I'm cool with emulator use. I'm cool with all that. I'm cool with being able to rip shit.
I hope Jinx goes underground.
Yeah, I just want these. I want the stuff to exist, but I'm not gonna be dumb enough to say, oh, like fuck these corporations for doing this. They're gonna do it. Yeah, they're gonna do it. You have to exist in a world. Like if you've
I'm gonna tell you another thing with the amount that I know about piracy.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
The people that effectively crowdsource donations to keep the sites running do so very, very carefully.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not through any fucking Patreon. That's for goddamn sure. It's not through any third party where there's a paper trail. Right. They do it through fucking crypto wallets. Yeah. They do it anonymously. Yeah. They say send it
anonymously,
here.
Yes.
Don't attach your name. There's no way to attach your name because you're sending it through this very specific protocol.
Weird shit. Yeah.
Like if this is how you want to keep the site alive, do it this way. Yeah. It's completely underground, masked, encrypted, no traceability to you as a person or to us.
Right.
And this is how we can keep the site running. That's how they do it. Yeah. That's how people should do it when they're going to break the fucking law and get around circumventing firmware or whatever it is that they're doing to make some of this real.
If breaking law, skirting gray area law, because if you're breaking the law, especially in a lot of ways, fuck you.
Instead of breaking the law, playing with the law.
like don't fucking break the fucking law, you fucking weirds. But it's like some of these people, some of these developers or whatever, probably come from communities that have where they kind of gotten anything they wanted. And when something doesn't go their way, they get to cry about it and get it to go their way. Mm-hmm. And there's not enough people working on these things, or maybe those people are there, but they're smart enough to know that everybody's waiting for you to fuck up. So you make every effort to make sure no one can see you when you do so.
Yeah.
And when I say fuck up, I don't mean like fuck up in a really bad way. I mean like they're just waiting for you to do any kind of fuck up so they can take something from you.
Yeah.
And that's how these corporations operate. They want you to They want you to fuck up where they can see you do it. And once you fuck up where they see you can do it, they will completely ransack any chance that you had of doing anything more with it. Like they'll put you in a situation where even if you were to take them in court and you'd probably win, you can't afford it. And there's people that live like that day to day throughout their entire lives, whether it comes to food, housing, whatever, education, things like that. And those people understand where if I'm going to exist, I need to be smart enough to stay out of the fucking scope of this dude's fucking rifle, man, or of this entity's rifle,
of the authority figure's fucking method of destruction.
Right. You can't just go on Twitter and complain and think you're going to stop them. That's with a lot of things. I know there's a lot of shit happening in the world right now. I'm getting a hot wash over myself thinking about it because I think a lot of too much yeah, this is where we get out of the game stuff. Too much social media. What's the word I want to say? Like protest or advocacy or whatever.
Armchair advocacy.
Too much of it dilutes it.
Yeah.
You end up in situations. You end up in situations where these big entities just ignore all of it because there's so much of it, and not all of it is specific and targeted and educated and all that. Not everything needs to be that way. These systems are in place. They exist. They are enabled to continue to exist in a certain way because they've done all the things they needed to do to ignore the cries of the people. I'm talking about like government and shit.
Yeah.
To ignore the actual cries of people. And by using avenues that they deem unsuitable or whatever, you put yourself in a situation of screaming your lungs out at a system that is designed to completely look away from you while you do so. And then you have no energy for yourself, and you have no energy to continue to push to make things better. So you have to find a way to make shit better without putting your face on everything, without putting your literal voice on everything, and without trying to get as many eyes on it the easiest way. You need to do something. You need to do not what that one guy did. Do not do that. Instead of going to social media only to do something, make sure you're interacting with the people in your community. Make sure you're making sure that people are taking care of themselves, being taken care of. Make sure those people are supported. Make sure those people are like actually have someone to talk to in you. Like someone might be able to DM you on Twitter, but do you have the capacity to actually help them out through that? You might not, and you're telling them that you do. And if you do that, you'll have a person talking to you, and you might be telling them some shit that really isn't helpful, that really might get them in trouble, that really might cause a lot of problems. Whereas you go out to, like, there's protests in the streets and things like that. Go out to those. Might not be the safest thing, so take care of yourself. But on the other hand, open your doors to somebody. You know what I mean? Let people come into you, safely. Like if you have a home that people can come into and just feel supported, let them come in. If you have a place to go to, if you have a gym or church or something that you can enable people to take care of themselves, you don't need to advertise it. You don't need to blast it. You don't need to, when everyone comes in there, you don't take a photo of it and post it on social media. That's not what the fuck it's for. You don't fucking do that. You just support the fucking people that are around you. You don't show people, you don't tell people that you're doing it. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? So
I can bring this back to media.
Yeah. Go
So I've been watching
to bring it back. Yeah.
I've been watching all the Oscars.
Yeah,
as you know.
Yeah.
One of them is Zone of Interest, which is a very fucking dark movie about the architect of Auschwitz and about how normal seeming his life was and his family and they were just buddying up next to Auschwitz and making lives worse and destroying millions of people.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But there's a couple scenes in the movie that are actually inverted. They use a thermal camera because it's at night and they don't want to use like artificial lighting or anything.
Yeah.
And it's just a girl leaving food in construction sites near Auschwitz. And there's no context for it.
Yeah.
But the director's point of view is he heard the story of this woman who's like a real woman that he talks to. Mm-hmm. And their whole thing is like, she just wanted some way to be like a light in this extremely dark time.
Yeah.
And the only way that she was in a way that she was capable of doing. So she would leave like apples by these shovels.
Yeah.
Just very simple gestures to be a beacon of hope for people that need it.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's not going and telling people that this is happening.
Right.
She's just going and doing it.
Yeah.
And trusting that it's helping somebody somewhere.
Yes.
So like it's inspiring. It's an inspiring way of like living your life, conducting yourself, and trying to be a force for good.
Yeah. Like fucking for real. Like the whole concept of the Underground Railroad, man. Imagine if, holy shit. I know this. We're just talking about video games.
We are now on the Underground Railroad.
Like for real though, imagine like I have a group of freed slaves, or not freed slaves, I have a group of runaway slaves, and we're trying to get to somewhere where we can be safe. Imagine if someone in this motherfucking group had Twitter and just said,
posting up with Bay.
Posting photos of it, talking about it. Like, yeah, damn, please be excited about this. We're getting the fuck out, but shut the fuck up. Don't fucking show everybody where we are, you fucking moron. We're going to do it our way, and we're going to do it in a way where we don't get fucking put on the radar. Yeah. Idiot. You do it once, and then you fuck everybody around you. Come on now.
Yeah.
You need to have a certain level of stability, in me personally, not mental stability, but stability in your cause to be able to tell people information in a way that isn't going to get you fucking screwed, that isn't going to get you found, that isn't going to get you and I'm not talking about something that's illegal. I'm talking about in an oppressive situation. Say you're trying to escape a situation and you just broadcast to everyone where you are. You don't need to do that. Say you're protecting a lot of people. You don't need to tell anyone that you're doing so. You just need to protect the people. Chasing clout, chasing attention for what you're doing. Sometimes, like, people get upset about tasks that they, things that they do being thankless. And sometimes you just need to accept that the thank you is the survival or the safe, the safe escape or whatever of a person that is under a system that is holding them back from having a happy life, maybe, or any life at all, To going all the way back to this stupid ass emulator shit. A lot of these fuckers don't have the experience of anything like that. None of that. They have the experience of being able to code shit in their fucking mom's basement. Which, live with your parents, that's fine. It's me and my mom at home, whatever, it's fine. No one gives a fuck. If you do give a fuck, sorry. But but the real thing is
they're waiting for you to step out.
They're waiting for you to do something and you won't have any idea how to deal with it. But they have a bunch of systems in place to deal with you. So don't put a target on your back, please. Hire fans, don't hire them. All right.
There we go.
Okay. So that was a lot.
That was good. It's therapeutic.
And if I said something fucked up, please feel free to use the avenues to communicate with us to correct me, because I want you to. If I was wrong about something I said, anything I said, I want to know. I want to be disagreed with if I was wrong, because I want to correct it. Correct myself, not correct you. You know what I mean?
If you want to correct us, shoot us an email at memoryleakpodcast@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or give us a comment on our YouTube channel, which is now being uploaded to. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.
And YouTube. Did you already say that?
I did.
I completely ignored you. I was thinking about.
I don't really know how to bring us down from the high levels of vibration and altitude that we were flying at. But yeah, we can just let people sit with that. It's okay to be uncomfortable and think about your place in the world and how you want to interact and be perceived.
Yeah,
something everybody should reflect on once in a while. Yeah. So go do that. We'll be back next week.
Sirens.
Someone's on fire, unfortunately.
Yep.
But until next time.
Bye.